Hi, I'm Timothy Young with Food for Thought. We are creators of gourmet specialty foods based on an organic farm here in Benzie County, Michigan. Today, I'm going to show you how to prepare pumpkin and squash for freezing so you can enjoy them throughout the winter months. First, I want to talk a little bit about the varieties we're using. This is a typical pie pumpkin, and we're also going to be using butternut squash. What a lot of people don't realize is both of these varieties are often mixed together when you buy commercial or canned pie pumpkin mix in the store. So we're going to blend both of these together. These varieties come from a number of areas throughout Michigan. These two happen to grow on our organic farm here, but they're also available, again, everywhere in Michigan you can think of. If you happen to live in Northwest Michigan, I would recommend the Taste the Local Difference Guide. This is published by the Michigan Land Use Institute, and it lists hundreds of farms and food artisans throughout the region. It lists where they're located, when they're open, their seasons, and so forth, and it's an invaluable guide. Okay, so here's how we're going to prepare our pumpkin and squash for baking. First, if they have stems, just go ahead and destem them. And then a lot of people are intimidated by cutting these, but it's really not difficult. Take the longest knife you have, and we're really just going to have them right down the middle, or as close to the middle as you can get. So we've done that, and now basically we just need to de-seed them. So take a large spoon basically and scoop out the seeds. Okay, so once we've scooped out the seeds, they're ready to prepare for baking. Okay, so we're going to place our squash and pumpkin face down on a cooking sheet. You can use parchment paper if you want. It's not necessary, but it's easier for cleanup. The important thing is that you poke each one 3 or 4 times. This helps let some of the steam out when it's heating up, and they'll cook more thoroughly, and they'll caramelize and taste better actually if you do that. Once you've done that, then we're going to add just a little bit of water, enough maybe to just almost cover the bottom of the sheet pan. This helps steam them while they're cooking, and eventually it'll steam off. And then we're going to go ahead and pop these in the oven. Okay, so you're going to leave those in about a 375 to 400 degree oven for about an hour, or until a fork will penetrate through the flesh of that squash very easily. They'll also kind of start to wrinkle and shrink up a little bit as well too. And then you know you're ready to pull them out. Okay, so these have been out of the oven for about 20 minutes. That just lets them cool down a little bit so they're easier to handle. Now they're ready to process. Okay, so once I've cooled it down, I run mine through a food mill. It's nice and soft at this point. And what the food mill will do is it'll remove the skins and any residual seeds you might have missed. Then it runs the pumpkin or the squash through a strainer and makes basically a puree that's ready for use. But by all means, if you don't have a food strainer, it's real easy to take this stuff and just scoop the squash out yourself, maybe mash it with a potato masher. Once we've done that, our product is ready to prepare for the freezer. Okay, so what I've done is I've transferred the pumpkin to a bowl. I've added a little bit of water just to kind of make them a consistency that they're a little bit easier to stir and work with. And then if you'd like, optionally, I'll sometimes add cinnamon and nutmeg, right into them right away, because most of the dishes I'm going to use this for are often requiring that. I'll make everything from pumpkin pies to bread to muffins and pancakes with this mixture. Once that's done, then you're ready to start preparing them for the freezer. Basically, I do 1/4 cup increments. You can do different sizes based on the kind of recipes you want to use them in. And then once you've filled out your sheet pan, you're ready to pop these in the freezer. Then, once they're done, 2 to 3 hours later, or normally I let them go overnight, they're frozen up like hockey pucks. Now these you can pop right into a Ziploc bag, or if you have a vacuum bagger, you can put them in a vacuum bagger. That works pretty well too. And that's basically how you can preserve your squash and pumpkins to enjoy throughout the season.
Today's recipe is available online at 9and10news.com.